There's a war going around you. A war to castrate you. A war over your masculinity, to kill the reality that makes you, you. Every day you hear about the inequality agenda, but this very agenda is established to create inequality between the real you and the you that social mind programming wants you to become. Here's the harsh reality. Modern-day feminism has become a social trend, and men have been turned into the scapegoat, the evil perpetrator of all violence and abuse. You will hear these types of people argue that you should never generalize. Yet their very movement and agendas are based on generalizations to keep you tamed. Men are seen as the opposition. Men have been turned into the evil patriarchy and have become the devil in the fight for gender equality. Several men have to apologize for their bare existence, for being born a certain way. You will often hear feminized men say this: "I'm sorry for being a man. I don't have the right to participate in a discussion about women's rights." Just think about that for a second. You are telling me that you need to apologize for being you. Yet women pass their opinion on men's rights all the time, while constantly prescribing what a man should and should not do. This video is not made to talk down on women, because that too would be generalization. There are a lot of good women out there who deserve love from their man. But today we talk about the 95% of women and the social mind programming agendas that want to make you feminized, that want you to apologize for being you. The reality is that in our world today, women hold men accountable for being misogynists, but they won't ever allow men to hold them accountable for being a feminist. But the narrative being told gives women in most cases the special treatment. Men have hopes, dreams, and feelings just like women do. Men are not the patriarchy that women are aiming to disassemble, because remember, misogyny and patriarchy are institutions, not individuals. In Peaky Blinders, Thomas Shelby gives a very strong outlook on what an apology does. Each apology is like taking bricks out of the wall one by one. At one time, the whole structure will eventually collapse. So, coming back to the real topic, what are some things men should never apologize for? Let's look at 6 different things. Number 1, for taking care of yourself. Due to our profession or relationships in life, it is sometimes tough to take time for ourselves, buy things for ourselves, or even show up for ourselves. You should always know about the thin line between selfishness and altruism. We all are selfish to some degree, which sometimes comes in handy. Why? Because we cannot take care of anyone else until we learn to take care of ourselves. One of the most fulfilling things that we can do in life is to find ways to add value to others. But you should never apologize for showing up for yourself. You have your purpose, meaning, and worth, and you must demonstrate this by taking care of yourself. By giving back to yourself, I don't only mean physical assets, but also mental assets and knowledge. Only once you have value within yourself will you be able to share it with others. Think about a cup of tea. If one man has half a cup of tea, while the other man has a full cup of tea, which man do you think will be able to share more tea with me? Same is true to your value. So take some time off to build value within yourself. You are not selfish for doing so. Number 2, for your success. In today's world, everyone's scale is set differently for the word success. People refer to success with money, status, value, and peace of mind. The only thing required for success in life is hard work and perseverance in the face of adversity. If you want to get the best things in your life, then you must work for it and try to achieve what you desire. Success is difficult to achieve and requires great sacrifices over time. But if you are putting in the effort now to achieve that success, then no doubt you will have it one day. As high-value men who reach their set target, you should never apologize for reaching there. Society often likes to talk down on things they can never achieve themselves, hence the immense hate towards successful men. But remember, an honest man who earns his success fairly never apologizes for it. Number 3, for asking questions. We are taught from childhood to sit down, shut our mouth, and be a good little quiet boy who is civilized. This is good to some extent because it creates manners in you. But it can also carry along with it a destructive habit where you never question anything. You essentially turn into a lab rat where you gulp down every agenda and product that is thrown at you. One trait of every high-value individual is their attitude of asking questions. There's a saying that the leader makes the position. The position does not make the leader. The point is that even great leaders should be questioned. If you ever dislike an idea or a thought, you should call it out, especially if it has the potential to negatively affect others or risk total failure of your organization's primary objectives. A person should be willing to face some heat in exchange for doing what is right. You should never apologize or be afraid to question a plan, idea, or action. You might be hated for questioning others, but as the saying goes, it's better to die on your feet than live on your knees. Number 4, for your dreams. Every great act begins from the mind. The dreams you have in your mind are what form your mindset, and your reality always catches up to your mindset, whether that be 1 month from now or 1 year. Never apologize for your visions and the things you want to achieve for yourself and the people that you love. It is your life, and only you are going to decide its fate. If you have a dream to pursue, then only you can know its importance and what it means for your life. Number 5, for being disciplined and having boundaries. You won't believe how many men get hated on for being disciplined. Most relationships end for this very reason, because the woman feels as if she is not being loved enough by the man, because his whole focus is on his purpose. This doesn't mean that you need to become a chronic worker. But if your focus is on your purpose and others talk down on you for doing so, then remember the phrase, don't apologize. For example, you turn down the offer to eat something that would jeopardize your diet plans. Other people don't care about your fitness and nutrition goals, and thus they will never be the ones to accept the consequences. Don't let people pressure you to do certain things. If you have particular goals or ideas in mind for yourself, say a straightforward no and move on. Remember, there are 2 types of people in this world. There are the ones that allow others to push them around, and they will never live up to their true potential. Having the discipline to become the person you want to be in this world will always take grit. But if you allow others to make you feel insecure for having your boundaries, you not only slow yourself down from achieving your purpose, but you risk not achieve it altogether. And finally, number 6, trying and failing. Failure is painful and tiresome only when you feel that you have wasted your effort. There would have been times when you tried to make people understand why you failed at a task or a job. But you are under no obligation to rationalize your failure to anyone. You might think that explaining yourself will make them empathize with you, but it doesn't. Failure is a second chance to know your mistakes and improve them. This isn't something anyone should be ashamed of, so be courageous and be okay with failing. So remember, brothers, a real man accepts his mistakes and apologizes whenever he is wrong. But there are things that you should never apologize for, and your masculinity is one of them. You must set virtuous boundaries that you maintain at all times, regardless of the hate that is thrown at you. By the way, don't forget to show some love. Tap that subscribe button and hit like for the algorithm. To see the next best way to level up as a man, watch these videos here.